Hello and welcome back to my Disruptive Innovation Literature Review. This is actually going to be part two where we're going to look at Mary Meeker's Internet reports. And I found these findings to be very extravagant as far as what is actually being said. But when we talk about Internet trends, in 1995, there were about 35 million Internet users, and now in about 2014-2015, we were 2.8 billion Internet users. So I think that's a substantial gain as far as what we could implement in our schools as to how we use information. We went from 80 million mobile phone users in 1995, now we're at 5.2 billion in 2014. And again, I found some correlation between this 2014 and 2015. But all in all, I found what Mary Meeker said was extremely nice regarding what kind of information we have available to use. And so we talk about general public internet companies now. We talk about market capitalization. Basically, what this is saying is that internet usage has been going up over time. But when we talk about key internet trends, this really baffled me in some aspects. For example, we have solid internet user growth, but it is slowing down. So I think what's probably happening is that when we talk about smartphone subscription growth, it is also strong, but it's slowing down. I think what's happening now is that as more people gain access to the internet, it's no longer a novelty thing anymore to have. More and more people are getting it, but it is probably starting to slow down with things like older generations becoming less receptive to different technologies, possibly. And I think what's happening is that, most of this growth, China's users are up 7%, United States is up 2%, India is up 33%, Japan is flat, but Brazil is 4%. One key trend I'm noticing here is that I think it has a lot to do with technology and international development. We're entering an age where many countries, having been in the dark for many years, they're entering a new phase where they're becoming developed. And as a result, people are getting access to the internet in ways that they never have before. And once again, global smartphone subscriptions have gone up substantially. When we look at in billions in 2010, it was 4.6 billion. Now it's at 7 billion in terms of total mobile phone subscriptions. And again, that shows upward growth. But also, we're entering, when we talk about developing markets, I think it's important to understand that a lot of these, as I just said before, we talk about technology in terms of the development of a country. A lot of developing markets in these poor countries tend to have lower GDP per capita. And so I think that's perfectly correlated to what is being seen globally, where internet usage is on the rise. But also, I want to point out that when we talk about consumer internet traffic, mobile data traffic in terms of where we're at now is higher, up at 69% in 2014, and consumer internet traffic is also up substantially. And so what I think this claims is that we're entering a new age where technology and education is going to be paramount to how we use it in our daily lives. Now, as the next part of this report, I would like for us to take a look at the Horizon reports in terms of how this information is used effectively in an organization.